wildlife, ladies and gentlemen. The wildlife. And completely freaking harmless. All this is just a little old toad. Not bothering a soul. Doing nothing. I have them all out here hanging around. Oh, him just hopped out of my hand. Anyways, so what's happening? I tried doing the whole, yesterday's today video kind of thing, and it's not working too good with me anyway. So I mean, it's still the upload's still going to be the next day, but the videos are going to be the day of. You know what I mean? Like, for example, today's video, like as in right now, will go up tomorrow. So when you see it, it will be 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. If you watch, that is. But let me just go ahead and just break down what all has happened. I'm up to, yesterday I had said that in yesterday's video, I had said that I was trying to get, sets of things, and that I was trying to get like 4 of whatever is big, So, well, anyway, I get the 3rd one yesterday, and even though yesterday's video was showing that I only had the 2nd one, I didn't get any footage of the 3rd one or whatever, which isn't a big deal, because I mean, how many water heaters do you need to see before you see that I've gotten it? You know what I mean? It was hot as balls today. It had gotten up to, I don't know what it would be the Celsius for those who may watch it just, on the metric system, but it was like around 90, 91 at one point in time today. But a lot of it was humidity. If it's humid and then plus hot, it makes it feel like it's a lot hotter than what it really is. So yeah, it was pretty tough. The air conditioning was my friend when I could get it today. We got a little bit more rain. I think, I'm not, no weatherman. I'm no person who predicts shit. I'm no conspiracy theorist, nothing like that, but I just try to watch the weather. And I don't mean flip on the fucking stupid news and watch that bullshit. I'll pull up my little weather app or whatever on my phone, and I look at it. Oh shit. I look at that, and then I just kind of observe what's going on outside, and I'm like, well, I don't think it's going to be such and such, even though they said it was going to be. And usually 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's just that one time that it is, and they are right, And we're talking about someone who's never gone to school to be a meteorologist or any of that bullshit. Nothing, you know what I mean? Nothing. I didn't kind of even speak it out loud as far as that storm that we just recently had or whatever. It was a tropical depression. Before it even became a tropical depression, it was just a little blob, and on a map it looked like this big compared to the East Coast or whatever. And well, let's say my thumb is kind of in the wrong, well, it still ain't even quite right, but anyway, this one looks better. Say this is like the tail end of Florida or whatever, and as you come up, you got Georgia up in here, and then South Carolina and North Carolina, Virginia, and so on. Well, as that storm came in, and it came up to about where Georgia sits, it was still, this big. And I said, before it even gets to the damn South Carolina, North Carolina border, I guarantee you it's going to be this big. And I was just, I guess talking to myself or whatever. I didn't really say it to anybody. I just kind of bluntly said it out loud that the storm was going to be more than what everybody was anticipating it to be. Because a lot of people thought it wasn't going to be nothing, you know what I mean? And I mean, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. It didn't, as far as I know, it didn't cause any damage here. Like I said, just a lot of rain and a lot of wind. But with the case of the thunderstorms, and now this recent storm we've had, I got a feeling this year, as far as tropical depressions and tropical storms and hurricanes and all that kind of stuff on the East Coast, I think it's going to be very active. I'm predicting, well, I'm not even going to say predict. Let's just say I have a gut intuition that one of the 4 following states is going to get hit by a hurricane. And typically you would think, oh, well, Florida gets slammed pretty hard. No. I'm thinking Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and maybe West Virginia, Maryland area. Am I going to say how big or how powerful? No. Because then I would just be talking out of my ass. And, I may be talking out of my ass right now. Like I said, there's that 1% chance that nothing happens. But 9 times out of 10, usually I'm right. The hurricane season don't even start till next month. But we've already had a tropical, depression, a storm, or whatever. It was given a name, Anna, The last major hurricane we had here, major as in what I consider major, I consider something that damages more than a town or two. Or, maybe even just like a suburb out of a town, if even that. I'm talking like major fucking shit. Like, all the way from our state capital and beyond, a lot of areas were flooded, a lot of people lost their homes, and a lot of lives were lost. Very unfortunate, but it's Mother Nature, and there's nothing nobody, I or you, can do about it, you know what I mean? But, I had to shift gears for a minute here. I've been having this damn squeak, right? My truck, it had recently started it, and it progressively was getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I just could not take it anymore. So here I am, grabbing a hold of my damn bed rails and shaking the whole damn truck like a crazy person. And lo and behold, when I did the front end conversion, the fender on the driver's side is slightly warped. So when the truck gets painted, the fender is going to have to be taken off, and probably either some parts are going to have to be heated up and bent. Like the structure itself of the fender, not the fender itself, but the back structure of it. The mounting, where the mounting holes are, may have to be worked a little bit. And because it's gonna have to do something, because the door, like I said, the driver's side door needs door pins, and it's slightly sagging. So when you put new door pins and bushings and shit in it, it's gonna pick the door up, and the door is gonna hit the fender. So there's supposed to be like a gap, or maybe not as wide as this. You know what I mean? see the thickness difference in that. Well, that one's kind of reflective, but you know, this one is much skinnier. Door thicknesses, as far as the hood lines and the body lines, and well, not body lines, but the hood line between the hood and the fender and the door, and usually the back door and a quarter panel if you have a car or whatever, and of course the trunk lid, a hatchback, tailgate, whatever. All of them have to be properly gapped in order to close and for the body to be able to flex like it needs to and all that shit. Well, anyway, when I did the front end conversion with that fender being warped, I never put, it has, let's see, I've got bugs in here everywhere, so you're going to see me swatting, pay me no mind. They're just flying around everywhere. They bugs and lights. I don't get it. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then like 10 or so. And then there's supposed to be 1, 2, 3. Guesstimating here, there's probably about 16 bolts that holds the fender itself onto the truck, and that's not including leaving it bolted up to the fender well and taking the inner fender well with the fender itself off all at one time. What? I hear a frog. That's the story I'm gonna get into here in a minute. I got to hurry up though, because I'm approaching the 12-minute mark. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter. Well, anyway, I didn't put a bolt in the bottom of it, and apparently, eventually, over time, it had gotten to the point where it started getting loose, or with the body, metal contracts and expands. Well, anyway, it started squeaking, and the squeak got worse. So I just said, fuck it. Finally got it borrowed a bolt from somewhere else on the fender itself that it didn't really need at the time, and bolted it up in there and got it on, and so far so good. I think the squeak is gone. So I'm gonna have to go to the junkyard coming up and find some bolts or whatever. But look, like that little frog I just showed a little while ago. Frogs they're like the cousin of like turtles, because they're amphibians. They're not reptiles. Reptiles are cold-blooded. If I remember correctly, amphibians are warm. Well, they might be cold too. I'm not remembering right. But anyway, the point is that there's only a few select frogs in the whole world that can harm you. One of them is called the poison dart frog. A lot of the tribesmen would take the frogs and not kill them, but they would take their arrows, like the head of the arrow, and they would rub the arrow on the back of the poison dart frog, and or poison darts if they use the blowgun. And the poison is lethal. It can kill you and anything that it touches, as far as like within your body, or if you take it by mouth or whatever. The poison gets into the bloodstream and basically fucks you up. But this lady at my mom's work was going around stepping on all the frogs, baby frogs, because she's scared of them or don't like them, whatever. Why? Why? A frog is a frog. Frogs eat bugs. There's a hell of a lot more bugs in this world than there are frogs. So the more frogs you have, the less bugs you're gonna get. Frog gets in your house, pick it up and set it outside. You don't get warts from frogs. That's just an old wives' tale. I've had frogs pee on my hands all the time. I have no warts on my hands. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's all I got to say about today. It's been one hell of one. You might as well subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. And until tomorrow, stay groovy.